du soleil, on n'avait plus vu ça depuis un siècle. Et donc c'est à suivre à partir de maintenant. Ces images, ce sont celles qui nous viennent en direct de l'Oregon.
3,000 miles long will go across the earth, the shadow of the moon. And people have asked me now for days, how on earth does this thing start in Oregon and end in South Carolina? Well, here's how it sets up. It's three-dimensional. Here's where we are right now. The shadow of the moon is way off to the west. The sun's going to get higher. The moon's going to get higher. Then all of a sudden, in about an hour, you're going to be right where you said, right in Missouri. An hour from then, the sun and the moon are going to line up like this, and that will be all the way across the East Coast. So that's how this goes the wrong way. In fact, it is
watching this total eclipse, but what about the impact on animals?
Yeah, that is a great question, because the nocturnal animals actually will see it getting dark and go, hey, wait, what happened? That was only a 6-hour day. And they'll get up and they'll start to move around, and then 3 minutes later, it'll start to get light again, and then they go back in their hole or wherever they live. So yes, it does affect animals as much or more than humans, because they are more attuned to the beat of the world. Also, bees and birds will get to this tune as well, and the bees will start to go back to their hives, birds will go back to their nests, and then all of a sudden it'll be bright again. Here's how it works. Well, I want to tell you that with the sun and the moon, they always make shadows. The Earth makes a shadow, Mars makes a shadow, Mercury makes a shadow, and so do airplanes. Sometimes you're on the ground, an airplane flies over you, you see that shadow. This is the big shadow of the day, because it comes off the moon, which is 400 times closer than the sun. Even though it's 400 times smaller, that math works out. It almost appears to be the exact same size, depending on how close the moon and the sun are away. Now, it's an oval, kind of almost an egg-shaped rotation around the Earth. It isn't always this close. Because it is this close this time, there will be a complete and not annular. It won't be a big ring around the moon. It will actually be completely covering the sun, and so therefore we go with the word total eclipse. Wolf.
Any advice for the folks who are worried about their pets, dogs, cats, other animals?
I want to show you what this looks like right now in our sun spotter. Look at this. It's like a little tiny sliver, like a nail basically left of the sun.
That's how much light we're getting.
So what did they just announce? 3 minutes to totality here. So you can hear the people, they start to applaud when they hear that. I want to give you a sense of what's happening here. Everybody's starting to stand up, getting excited to watch this, staring up at the sun. Something you wouldn't normally do, staring at the sun. We have binoculars that we are using. Okay, this is actually very, very cool. We have binoculars that we use that have filters, solar filters on them, so you get a pretty sharp and crisp image of the sun, and it is just a tiny, tiny sliver right now. As soon as it goes full totality, and we'll have about 2.5 minutes of totality here in Salem, as soon as it goes full totality, you can actually take your glasses off, or you can look directly at the sun, and you can see that sort of corona effect. Let's come back over here to the solar. Can I hop in here real quick? 2 minutes to totality. 2 minutes. You can see just how close it is here on this solar spotter. And then, if you would, Jordan, look out at the crowd here as they are looking up. I mean, this light is incredible. The coolness is incredible. While the sky is still blue, it's like there's a gray haze hanging over the sky right now. It's like twilight in a bizarre sort of movie or something. And you're starting to see on the very corner of the sun, sort of, it looks like canyons or sort of a rough edge. And that is probably the beginnings of what they call the Bailey beads, where the sun starts to shine through the canyons and the mountains of the moon. So you're actually seeing 1 minute, they've just announced to totality. The energy is palpable. It's pretty exciting. Wow.
These are live pictures, Miguel, we're showing our viewers right now, live pictures of this total eclipse in Oregon. This is from Lincoln City, Oregon right now. You can see how the moon is really blocking the sun. David Dvorkin of the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum. When you see this, what goes through your mind?
Wow. That's the first word that goes through. But really, the prominences, there's 3 beautiful prominences there in the upper right, and you can see bits of the inner corona. It's really fantastic. Really
incredible.
It takes me back to 2006, even back to 1970.
Whoa!
But this is really good because those are beautiful prominences. Those are explosions on the limb of the sun.
And it will last that total eclipse for about 2.5 minutes over there in Oregon.
That's right. And as it moves, as the moon moves across, you'll see subtle changes in the structure of the corona. That's sort of with the light passing through different parts of the valleys of the moon in the profile. But it's really those 3 incredible chromas. Oh my God! Look at that.
Let me go back to Miguel. Miguel, it's about to hit completely where you are, right?
Absolutely incredible. Oh my God. Look at the phones trying to take pictures of this thing. We are in full totality now. You can see these streams coming off of the moon. Jordan, if you would look up at the sky, this is absolutely incredible to see for myself. We're about a minute through totality. This crowd just erupted when it went total. You can see the planes, you can see stars in the sky. This is an unbelievable experience. You can see the planes as they're crossing right in front like it's night. The temperature has dropped between maybe 5 and 10 degrees.
Wait.
This is absolutely amazing to witness. I've never seen anything like this. David Dvorkin, go ahead. Explain what we're seeing right now.
Well, we're looking at a number of images from the beginning and the end of totality, and we're seeing the crest of the sun coming back here on the right-hand side, and the left-hand side, as they're zooming in, we still see full totality with the corona easily visible. That's
so
beautiful.
So the sun is beginning to come through in Lincoln City, Oregon, right. But in Salem, it's total over there.
That's right.
Wow. That is absolutely incredible.
Weird, right?
As it passed totality, this crowd just erupted. That diamond sort of light just glinting off the side of the moon. Absolutely brilliant. And now it's starting to get light again here. This is the weirdest light I have ever seen. Excuse me. So, what was it like?
It was amazing, unbelievable. And it got dark and cool, and the stars were starting to come out, and I don't know, it was just amazing.
How do you describe this quality of light we're experiencing right now?
It's almost like the atmosphere just makes you feel light and happy. I don't know, it's just amazing.
It's a completely different feeling. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
You can't look at it now without wearing your shades, your special solar shades. But just an incredible experience here. The crowd here clearly got everything it wanted. You could literally see that corona and those streams coming off of the sun as the moon passed in front of it. Incredible. Wolf?
So it's 10:20 a.m. over there on the Pacific time where you are, Miguel. During that 2.5-minute period, it got very dark there, right?
It got very dark. You could see planes flying in the sky like you would see at night, them blinking along. You could see stars out. I was listening for crickets, but the crowd was cheering too much to hear crickets. But clearly it was a weird, very strange, weird moment. Even now, the quality of light is very, very strange out here. It's like somebody's taken a gray a shield or something and just sort of hung it over the sky because it just feels very, very gray and sort of odd out here still. That time of totality it also got very cold or cooler, about between maybe 5 and 10 degrees cooler out here. Incredible how much just that little bit of sunshine going away like that quickly affected the temperature and sort of affected everybody here. Wolf?
And during that 2.5-minute period, Miguel, you could also see some other stars.
Oh, yeah, you could see, I don't know if they were, I'm not as good an astronomer. I don't know if you could see planets or stars, but you could definitely see several sort of bright objects in the sky. They may have been planets. I know that some of the planets you can see apparently when it goes full corona, but you could literally see several stars in the sky. I mean, the planes you could see everywhere. It was literally day turning into night. As cliche as that sounds, it was really incredible. You can see why 1,000, 2,000 years ago, when this would happen, people might think, oh, the gods may not like us. Today, the weather gods are certainly shining on us, and it was a perfect day here in Oregon.
I'm glad there were no clouds that would disturb what all of you were experiencing. David, you were saying that what they saw, other planets.
Oh yeah, Venus was just west of the sun, very prominent, and
passing in front of the sun, and then we saw that the glimpse of the sun from the other edge. And I hope to get to those pictures in the next few seconds just before we close. But just as you continue to watch these pictures, we're nearly done for time, Alyssa. Just in terms of this moment, what do you make of a moment like this?
What do I make of a moment like this? It brings to the forefront of your mind philosophy and science and a sense of community.
Well, there you've summed it up. In 3 or 4 words, very slickly, Alyssa Drake, thank you so much for being with me through the course of the last half an hour as we continue to see that ring at the moment of totality as this total solar eclipse continues to arc across America. Thank you so much for watching us here on this BBC News special. Continue to watch us as we continue to chart the events there in America. Bye for now.
아, 이게 말하는 게 알겠어.